What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is where I like to take a second to remind you to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for future uploads, like and comment on this video. Alright, let's get right off into it. Next up on the turntable, we've got a Matchbox 1955 Ford F-100 panel delivery truck. Man, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Either way. So, this is one of my very first customs. I'm not sure if you can tell whether or not. It's got a glossy paint job on it, but there's absolutely no clear coat on this one at all. This was back when I first started. This is probably one of my first 5 or 6 customs that I did. And that was back when I was having a lot of issues with clear coating and stuff like that. So again, this one doesn't have any clear coat on it. The little bit of shine you see is because it does have a glossy paint job on it. You can see there's almost next to no details on this thing. Only thing I detailed, it looks like, was the door handles and the side mirrors. No details on the back. At that point I was like, oh, how do I make red brake lights on a red car? Now I know how, but back then I didn't. So again, this is just one of those pieces that I've been wanting to revisit for a really long time, and I've always just kind of pushed it off to the side because I've had something that I felt like was a little bit more important. But we are finally here. We are finally going to do another custom on this one and go in a completely different direction. I'm actually going to turn this one into a Coca-Cola delivery truck. I've always really been a big fan of Coca-Cola. It's my favorite soda. And, I don't know, just one of those people that really like Coca-Cola, I guess. But either way. So, I love these older trucks, and I thought I would just make a really great Coca-Cola delivery truck. So that's the direction I'm going to go with it. You can see on the bumpers and the side skirts there's some of the chrome is missing off of that. Again, that was when I had first started and didn't really know a whole lot about the hobby. So, now I will throw that in the bleach and remove the chrome off of that, and probably go back with a metallic silver. But we'll also, put a set of rubber wheels on it. Give it the whole custom workup. You can actually see, again, one of my very first customs, back when I used to glue them back together. I used to use epoxy to keep them back together, so we'll cut through that with the drill bit real quick and get it broken back apart. And we'll take a look at some of the inside of it. Alright guys, right here I'm at a point I want to kind of share some stuff with you, some of the progress. We got the glass all cleaned up, polished up, ready to go. Interior, you can see I detailed the little dog in the back. Let's see if I can get you guys a better shot of this stuff. It's a little bit better. Got the dog detailed. Did the steering wheel, gear shifter in black. And then I did the seat in an antique white. And then of course just threw a clear coat over it to protect everything. And then as far as the chassis, you can see here I stripped all the chrome off of it, most of it anyway. I've had a rough time getting the chrome off the chassis for some reason. I don't know if it's different than the stuff they put on the interiors. I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos. Seems to come off the interior better than it does the chassis for some reason. Either way, I got as much of it stripped off as I could and then put a metallic silver rattle can paint job on it. Give it a nice chrome-ish look. You guys know this is what I use for my chrome. Metallic silver. I'll give you guys a little shot of what I use so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here. Good old Rust-Oleum metallic silver. Works great. I use it for all my chrome stuff. You guys know I use metallic silver for everything. Chrome. And then I got the body back here in a matte black primer. Again, you guys know that I just use this stuff. Krylon matte black. Again, I use that because that's what I have right now. And that's what I'll continue using until I run out. But either way, got the body in the matte black primer. So I'm definitely going to be shooting another metallic. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talking about metallic paints, but you know I love them. So either way, I'm going to use the same white opal metallic acrylic paint on this that I just used on that last video for that, what was that? It was that 70s style NASCAR I did. Good grief, I can't even remember what it was. It was one video ago. Either way, you guys see my last video. I used that same white opal metallic paint on that build. I'm also going to use it on this build. I'm not sure if I mentioned to you guys yet, this one is going to have Coca-Cola livery on it. I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola, and been wanting to turn this one into a Coca-Cola delivery truck for quite some time. So either way, that's where we're going on that. I really wish I had showed you guys the casting lines on this panel truck before I sanded everything down, and then I should have showed you afterwards as well, because the casting lines were horrible on this casting. I'm trying to see if I can show you maybe where they were. Let's see if we can do it this way. Yeah, I'm not even going to waste you guys' time. It had a lot of nasty casting lines on it. I'm not getting a good enough shot for you guys to really show you. Maybe I can, yeah. Either way, it had a lot of nasty casting lines. It took a good bit of filing and sanding. I mean, I must have spent probably 2 hours just on that part of it, getting it prepped up and ready to go for the primer. But hopefully you guys can see here that it's pretty darn smooth. It had some really nasty ones across the front of the hood there, as well as going down the sides of the hood, of course across the top, and then all over this whole back area, the back of the fenders, the tops of the doors, all the way down the sides of the fenders. It was all just really bad. I actually, after filing and sanding and getting it as worked out as much as I could, I actually went back with some, where's my putty? I just bought some putty. Here we go. Just recently picked up this putty, and I used it to fill in, I know you guys can't see it now, but right there on the top back corner, both of them actually, the casting lines were just so bad. And a lot of times I find that the casting lines are grooved down into the casting, if that makes any sense. Recessed, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of time I can spend hours on sanding and never get it to a point to where it's just going to get rid of that casting line. And again, after hours of sanding on this one, I didn't want to kill the integrity of the body lines. So I did as much sanding as I could, and then I just filled in the rest with that putty, and it actually works pretty good. I just recently bought that because I was trying to use this stuff for a while. I'm sure it's probably user error, but I have not had any luck with that. I can't get it to stick to the casting the way that I want. And even if I do, usually when I go back and try to sand it, it just pulls it right out. So maybe somebody's got some tips on how to better use that. I don't know. I'm sure, like I said, it's probably just user error. But anyway, this is where we're at with this part of it. Still got to clear coat the chassis as well as put the wheels on it, which I'm waiting to come in the mail. They should be here by the time I'm ready for them. And off to the paint booth we go. So stick around and you guys will see the final reveal coming up. Alright guys, you ready for the final reveal? Remember, this is what I started with. There she is. Alright, I'll get her up on the turntable for you guys so you can get a really good look at it. Just trying to entertain you guys a little bit, keep it a little interesting for you. Alright, and here it is up on the turntable so you guys can get a little bit of a better look at it. Talk about it a little bit. As I mentioned, I went with that white opal metallic acrylic paint. This is the same paint that I used on that last build, that Ford Torino NASCAR style that I did. You can actually see the flake on this one a lot better than you could on that Torino. I've got a lot more surface area for you to see on this one. Again, it's nice and subtle, very small flake. I mentioned in the last one I like that a lot. From a distance, the car just kind of looks white, but if you get it in the light or you get up on it, you can see the metallic shining. It's really nice. You can see I went with a set of red chrome monoblock wheels for this one. Thought the red chrome gave it a nice touch. Looked really good with the Coca-Cola stuff. And it's kind of like my own little chase piece. This one is definitely going to stay in my collection. I really like the way that this one came out. You guys can see the decals on the doors there, as well as the one I got on the back door here. You can see the glass on this polished up really nice. It's nice and shiny now. Got a good transparent look through the windshield now. You can see that antique white seat that I painted. I think that came out really nice. I like the way that looks. And then I showed you guys earlier, excuse me, I talked to you guys a lot about using metallic silver for my chrome pieces, and in this particular case, when I painted the chassis, I used a rattle can metallic silver instead of my normal metallic silver acrylic paint, and I just was not happy with the outcome of that rattle can metallic silver, and I will show you guys the difference really quick. Just a dull grayish aluminum look. Again, I usually use the acrylic paint for my chrome details, and on this one you can see I did the door handles, the side mirrors, the gas cap, windshield wipers, trimmed out the windshield a little bit, did the emblem on the front of the hood. But as far as the rattle can, I just wasn't happy with the outcome of that. So you can probably see now. Went ahead and picked myself up a liquid chrome pen. I've been denying using one of these for a really long time. Wasn't too sure that I would be able to make it look good, but this is my first attempt at it, and I think it came out extremely well. And as you can see, that chrome just pops a lot nicer than that rattle can metallic silver. I mean, obviously there's a huge difference in the metallic silver and the chrome. But you can see I did the back bumper as well as the front grille and the front bumper. You can also see I made up some little Florida tag decals. This one is a State of Florida Coca-Cola delivery truck. And then of course I got to show you guys this. Got my sweet little blonde pin-up, little Coca-Cola pin-up chick up here. I'm really liking this one. I love the way that this came out. I had some different decals picked out for it. I was going to run Coca-Cola across these side panels. But I just didn't like the way that they looked when I started to put them on. So I decided to leave it like this. It's kind of a nice classic look. It's kind of a new age delivery truck, you know, as far as decals and stuff go. But using that old classic 55 panel delivery, giving it some new life. Other than that, I think that's pretty much about it, guys. And like I said, detailed the tail lights, hit it with the chrome first, or the metallic silver in this case, and then went back with the red on top of that. Detailed the side mirrors, door handles, gas cap like I had mentioned earlier, the door handle on this rear door here, as well as the gear shifter and steering wheel I did in a matte black. And then like I had mentioned before, I did a antique white on that bench seat. And then I went back with a clear coat and cleared it all, keep it protected and give it a nice little shine to it. But before I let you guys go, I did want to mention one more thing to you guys. This build and my last build, that Ford Torino that I did, this is what I've been using as my clear coat last couple of builds, and I gotta say I really do like this stuff a lot. I am you know, I've been swearing by clear coating with that Pledge for 6 months or better now, and you know, it's been working out great. I haven't really had a whole lot of issues with it, but I recently switched over to using this acrylic sealer as my clear coat for several different reasons. One, well, one is cheaper. Well, I take that back. It's probably not cheaper. I'd probably go through a lot more of this than I do the bottle of Pledge. Either way, it's a cheap product. It only costs like $3 or $4 at Walmart. The other reason is when I clear coat with Pledge, almost 9 out of 10 times I've got to let that car dry for like 2 weeks before I can handle it. I went back 4 or 5 days after clear coating with the Pledge to put a car back together, only to do nothing but imprint my fingerprint in the clear coat. And I'm not just talking about putting a fingerprint that you can wipe off. I literally mean pretty much engraving my fingerprints into the clear coat. So either way, dry time, ridiculous. I can't wait that long for stuff anymore. I'm a very impatient person. I can't believe I've dealt with it as long as I have. But either way, the main reason is because of the dry time. This 55 panel truck, I actually put the last of its clear coat on yesterday. Here we are the next day. I've got the car put back together. I've been handling it, no problems. Personally, I think this gives a little bit more of a shine, makes it pop a little bit more, and ultimately I just think it does a better job. So I will definitely be switching to using this for the majority of my builds from now on, unless here down the road I end up having some issues with this. But so far it's been working out really good, which is not too surprising. I mean, it is a sealer for acrylic paints, and that's what I use, so it works out really great. Works out fine for clear coating my decals and everything else. So definitely going to be using that for a while. Also, I noticed that some of my cars that I've clear coated with the pledge, and mainly the white ones, and I'm assuming that's the ones that I can see it on because they're white, against a black or a red or something like that, it's not going to show up as much. But what I'm talking about is I've noticed that the cars that I've clear coated with the pledge are starting to yellow on me, especially in areas where the pledge is thicker than others. You know, where it sits and builds up, puddles up in certain corners or areas of the casting. Either way. So I've had some issues with the pledge lately, and I'm just going to move away from that for now. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I know I just made a long video swearing by the pledge. And again, it's a great product. You can use it, try it out for yourself, and see if you like it. I'm not saying I won't ever use it again, but yeah, until further notice, I will be using this acrylic sealer. You can get this in gloss and matte as well. I've used both. I have both. The matte works great too. So totally up to you guys. Just wanted to share it with you though, because I didn't want to give you any misinformation on the pledge and have you wondering what the heck I was talking about. But that's pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. I know the end of this video here has gotten kind of long, but I wanted to share some of that information with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I hope you like the truck as much as I do. I think it turned out beautiful. I'm excited about using this new chrome pen. I can't wait to use it on some future builds and see what we can do with it. Other than that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.